Ryan Dunn.
Also Ighodaro.
Jalen Bridges.
But who's next? That's next on the PHNX Suns Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the PHNX Suns Podcast. I'm Lindsay, that's Flex, that's Espo, and it's Flavoring Friday. Shout out to our friends over at Ogie's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their two newest gummies, the Ogie's Naturals, the Big OGs, and to find out where you can purchase. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
I'm great. There's not two old guys talking golf here, so I'm good to go.
Off to a great start already. It's been an exciting week as a Phoenix Suns fan, but the news does not stop. So let's dive into it. We got an update from Michael Scotto that sources say Phoenix Suns guard Josh Okogie is declining his $2.95 million player option and will enter unrestricted free agency.
And in this photo, he's looking for the closest guy guarding him at the three-point line.
We also heard earlier this week that Eric Gordon is also declining his player option. But here's the thing. EG, we haven't really heard much about on the backside of things, whether or not the Suns want him back. It seems as though he's probably gone, right?
Yes,
gone.
Thanks and goodbye, EG. But when it comes to Josh Okogie, we're hearing a little bit of a different opinion. So our very own Gerald Bourguet tweeted out today, per a source, Josh Okogie opting out does not mean he's gone. The Suns want to re-sign him for a little more than the vet min. Now, their top priority is Royce O'Neal, which they'll get done. Then Josh Okogie, then Bol, which may be tougher. After that, they'll target a vet minimum point guard, or maybe two of them.
Yeah, they're to correction. It said a two-guard on there on his tweet, but Gerald went on to correct and say maybe 2 veteran point guards.
Yes.
Is what they'll try to add there. And the Bol situation, while they want him back, it's easier to complete a Royce deal and a Josh Okogie deal, and that's why they're focused there while they still want to try to bring Bol back. So that was why the order of that. And it's interesting. I didn't know if Okogie with the Dunn pick was going to be a guy that necessarily they wanted back, but I guess it makes sense. He's a guard, and Dunn's a wing, but it's going to be interesting to see how he would find playing time with that, because you can't play Dunn and Okogie in the same lineup unless you're so far ahead and you're just trying to clamp down defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I like this for Josh because I think, listen, Josh is better than the vet minimum guy. Josh can play ball. He's young enough, athletic enough, brings enough on defense. So he gets an opportunity to potentially get a raise, maybe even look at the market a little bit and see if there's something else. And it also gives the Suns some good timing because free agency is Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so you get to kind of look at some other options. And if you can kind of come back and meet in the middle, give Josh a little raise, bring him back, it works out for everybody. But everybody gets to kind of poke around and see what the options are. So I like it. And again, I do believe they can play together. I do believe having a Josh Okogie at the guard position and one at the wing position is more, is more dynamic than just having Josh do both. So that can free him up a little bit. So I don't mind it. I like Josh to come back. I would. Yeah. I'd be okay with Josh.
So here's the reason why it's like the order of operations here. Royce O'Neal being first, then Josh Okogie, then Bol. Because Royce O'Neal, you can offer him the most amount of money.
Yeah.
So he creates the most tradable asset out of that as well, which I hate talking about it like that, but it just is what it is at this point. With Josh Okogie, they can offer him a little bit more money because they own his early bird rights. So the Suns can give him a little bit more than just the base vet min. With Bol Bol being at the end of that, which I know a lot of people are like, Bol Bol over all of them, they're much more limited because they can only offer Bol Bol the vet min.
Yeah.
So their selling points for Bol are much slimmer than the other two, right? Like, we can't give you any more money, but we know you love KD and he's on this team. Maybe Coach Bud sees him in a different role or playing more minutes with his new coaching staff, but you really just don't know. It's just a tougher sell. And if another team comes in and it's like, hey, Bol, we'll give you an extra $2 million or an extra 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no to it.
That's the thing that I think Bol's not going to rush to the table to accept a vet min, right? I'm sure smart business is to go out there and go, what can I get on this open market? Because there's only so many times in an NBA career that you get that opportunity to capitalize on that. So it's smart business to go out there and see what's available and decide, is that situation a better one for me than what I could get with the Suns, even if I take a little bit less money in Phoenix. So it makes total sense to me why Bol's third on that list, because Royce, you have to get done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's got to be completed. Okogie's probably a little bit of an easier sell because I don't imagine his market's going to be all that much. And then if it's going to be Bol's decision. It's not the Suns at this point. Bol knows there'll be a minimum here if you want a minimum in all likelihood.
Yeah, listen, Royce is going to get done. You can pretty much take that to the bank. Royce will get done. I do believe that Josh will come back. I just got a feeling that Josh will come back. Both parties will meet somewhere in the middle, and he'll come back and he'll be good for this basketball team. The Bol Bol one is a little interesting. I'm going to speak about Bol Bol as if I was Bol Bol's advisor. Okay? This is where you bet on yourself. This is where you sit back, you look at your NBA career, you look at how things have played out, you look at what you were in high school, what you were in college, what you were projected to be in the pros, what being in the wrong position at a pro level can do to your career, and then what it looks like when someone presents an opportunity to salvage everything. And the Suns presented Bol with an opportunity to salvage it. He bet on himself, and he's in a position now where he's actually being talked about as a guy that's got potential and the possibilities of having or salvaging his career.
Yeah, you're saying double down.
Double
made a
down.
bet last year, double down, come back into a good situation and play that up. Because originally last summer we had heard there were questions about his motivation, all these things. You didn't see it here. I feel like he really bought in to his teammates, in particular Kevin Durant. I could totally see him wanting to double down, buy in, and cash in next summer potentially.
Yeah, if you go ahead, Lance.
Yeah, I mean that's just the gamble you have to take, right? Did you do enough this year, or what do you value more? Like the potential to do even more and find longevity within the league?
There you go.
Or are you more concerned about, do I need to capitalize now because I don't truly feel like I'm going to have longevity in this league, and so that extra $1-2 maybe $1 million is really going to be a huge game changer for me? That's the question you got to ask.
I love where you went there. And the beauty of this situation, this is my opinion, but if I were the Suns, whatever decision he makes me happy. You want me to tell you why? Because if he decides to bet on myself, that's the kind of guy I want here. And that's the kind of guy that I'm expecting to grow. But if he expects to leave, if he leaves and takes the quick payday, then maybe that's a sign that he isn't a guy that we think he could become or whatever. So I think Bobo answers this question for us. I think coming back gives him longevity. I think coming back puts him in a position to be an actual NBA player. I think leaving gives him a quick payday, but his career and his days could be numbered if he goes to the wrong team. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
I'm not comfortable here. You're putting me in the position to be Mr. Positive and put a spin on it. To me, I look at it and I go, if he leaves and he gets a sizable payday, there's your advertising argument for young guys to take a minimum with you where they might not, because look what we did. We rejuvenated what Bol Bol was and got him paid this summer as well. So you could use it to your advantage as well in some of these pitches with a guy that maybe is still very talented, is younger, but hasn't had that moment in the league yet, and you could find a diamond in the rough first.
Great point.
It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out, but just know that the Suns do value Bol,
Yes.
and they do want him back. Again, it just has to be on his terms. He has to be happy taking a vet min to be on this Suns roster. Like, it's as simple as that. Because that's the only option. There's nothing else we can do. But we do have, in 2 days, hopefully things will pop off again around the NBA. I know we're all concerned with this new CBA that NBA off seasons are going to be a little more sad, I suppose, if you will, less poppin'. But June 30th marks legal tampering, and it starts at 3 p.m. our time here in Arizona. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, and Flex and I with Eric as well will be live at 3 p.m. on Sunday. So we sure as hell hope they do something, because sitting there for like an hour with no action from the Suns would kind of suck. So
yeah, hopefully it's quick like last year. We get some shots fired right away. And we have a good day.
See,
maybe I want them to take their time this year.
Listen, did we not learn our lesson?
We went a little too fast.
Maybe
did we not
right.
learn our lesson by losing a second-round pick for tampering for Drew Eubanks? Did we not?
Yeah, but
already,
if Drew Eubanks had been a key piece, they would be like, who the hell cares about that second-round piece?
Yeah, but because it didn't,
Yeah.
I think maybe you should be a little more cautious.
Whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
Whatever it takes to get these guys in the door. I would like it to be quicker than not, because that usually means a guy wants to be in your town, which, to your point,
right.
I want guys that are like, yes, I want to be on the vet minimum, even if I could get a little bit more, because I want to be part of Phoenix. Sure. Do they need to sign 5 guys all within the first 40 minutes like they did last year? No, but I'd like to see 1 or 2, maybe 3. Hopefully a point guard that we all recognize at some point, in that mix in that first hour or so, selfishly, because I want people watching.
So let's go ahead and look and see what we're looking like heading into free agency this year. Espo, you want to run through this?
Yeah, so right now this is what the roster looks like. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, Yusuf Nurkic, Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro, Nasir Little, and David Roddy are all on full contracts. You can also pretty much slot Royce O'Neal in there as well, so that you're sitting at 9. And if you want to assume Josh Okogie, you're sitting at 10 with a two-way for Jalen Bridges, who we'll talk about a little bit later. So at most, you have six roster spots to fill in this free agency or via trade, maybe 5 if Okogie actually comes back. So limited roster spots by carrying the 2 rookies there to try to figure it out. But I think you got enough room to kind of round this out. And if you get Bol back, you're looking at maybe 4 new guys on this roster outside of the draft picks. So.
Who are you guys wanting to see the Suns target? I know we've been talking a lot over the last couple of months with our Vetman Monday. Is there anybody who you're like, I would love to see on Sunday night, a Woj or Shamsbaum, that they're gonna come to terms?
Okay, so at the point guard position, because I think it's clear that's a position of need. Okay, so if you're talking backup point guard, this may not happen Sunday. There's one guy in particular that I'm going to continue to say, Chris Paul. I would love to get Chris Paul back into the mix. He's got this option with the Warriors. They decided to push it back. He could be part of a trade. He could be then cut or bought out. So that is a longer term play. In the short term, if I but if I'm doing a show at 3 p.m. on Sunday, maybe I woke up at 2:30. But yeah, if we're doing a show Sunday at 3 and I get a notification that Campaign is coming back to Phoenix, I'd be thrilled. And I'll give you one last guy who's more of a wing forward, but Nick Batum. I would love to hear Nick Batum. What do you got?
Point guard wise, DeLon Wright, Russell Westbrook, or Campaign, or 2 of the 3. If you get those in the first few days of legal tampering, I think that is a big win.
Yes.
Sitting there.
Add Russell Westbrook to my list.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of Westbrook in the
Russell
comments right now. Honestly, so down for that.
I don't know
On
that
a
it'd
vet
take
min?
the vet min. No.
I don't think so either, but I would love it. But then also from a vibes perspective, I'm so here for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Westbrook is one of my favorite personalities
I love
in the
Brody.
NBA.
I love Brody.
See,
I think he would absolutely entertain Phoenix. I know he likes Phoenix.
I think if you get Westbrook, you probably don't want Cam Payne as your other
Of course not.
guard because there's things that they do in a similar way. But I really am intrigued by DeLon Wright when you look at some of what he was able to do with the Heat in the playoffs, and he's going to I won't say definitely, but he's most likely going to be in that vet min range. I like that. So I'd really like to see at least one of those three announced on Sunday so you can feel a little bit better about that point guard spot, because I know everybody's bedwetting about that on the internet when it comes to they didn't do anything about the point guard.
Neither of you put campaign in there? Did I hear that correctly?
I did.
We
Oh,
did.
you did?
We both
Okay,
did.
all right. Maybe I must have just tuned that
So I
out.
like CP campaign and Westbrook. He liked DeLon Wright campaign and Westbrook.
Chris in the chat said, I get a bad vibe about CP3. It's too bad. We could really use him. If you mean bad vibe as in like the actual vibes of Chris Paul coming back to this team, I don't think you'd have to worry about that anymore.
No.
I think last year was kind of a humbling experience. I think it was one of those come to Jesus moments where you have to realize like, hey, I am towards the end of my career.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to have to switch up how I'm going to play and what role I play on teams if I'm going to stay in the league. And I think Chris Paul would be more open to taking a back seat in a situation like
Agreed.
this.
Couple other people in the chat. John Doe, I believe, said Monte Morris. If you can't get DeLon Wright, Monte Morris is a name I'd consider as well. A lot of talk about Chris Dunn. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's not.
I think he's staying in Utah from everything I've heard. So that makes him irrelevant in the discussion, I believe. And then somebody, I assume sarcastically, said James Harden. James Harden is not playing on a vet minimum as much as some people on the internet would like to tell you that James Harden would love to be here, just not at the $3 million price tag, I'd imagine.
I know James
Yeah,
I know James would love to be here.
Yeah.
I tell you, he loves Scottsdale.
There's a lot of places he likes too. Paul George got brought up. There's no chance that happens on a vet min.
No.
Sorry.
Hell no.
I know we like to live in Delulu land a little bit on this program. I will be the first to admit. But I don't think that one is.
That would be amazing if he's shocked. I'm taking the vet minimum.
No.
Screw you, Philly, and your max contract.
Yeah.
Screw everybody that wants to trade for me. Never
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Nope.
And
All right.
I don't believe a trade for Walker Kessler is likely to come about either. I've seen that a few times, but
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see. But the good news is we don't have to wait too long, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, we get some action early on in the week. But like Espo
we all
said,
want that.
we will have a show for you on Sunday around the time that things tip off. And hopefully we'll have something fun to talk about and share. If not, maybe we'll get something on Monday. And we'll be here on Monday as well. Because that's just how it works. Listen, I do want to remind you guys that we've got some really cool events happening here at PHNX. One of the bigger ones, of course, is our PHNX Cardinals crew teaming up with True Fan Travel for an unforgettable experience in Miami as the Cardinals take on the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. Now, this trip package includes round-trip flights, charter bus transfers, a hotel stay, a welcome event, and, of course, a ticket to the game, plus so much more. If you want to learn all about this travel package and get more information, make sure you head to truefantravel.com. And if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out. But for all of our events, you can find them at gophnx.com. Just click on the events tab. We got a lot of cool things in store for you, including our pickleball tournament happening Saturday, July 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. out at Chicken and Pickle. If you haven't been out to Chicken and Pickle yet, what are you doing? We've been telling you guys for a while now how much fun this place is. So first and foremost, they got good food and good drinks, right? So we can already check that box. But in addition to that, they also have an indoor-outdoor entertainment complex where you can play pickleball, you can play lawn games, You can rent all the equipment there too. So if you don't have your own, you're totally fine. It's the best option because you still get to be active and like kind of feel like you're outside without actually being in the heat and still get some activity while playing pickleball.
Yeah.
Like it's the best of both worlds. Chicken and Pickle is such an awesome place. Whether you are a newbie into pickleball or you're an absolute ringer like Flex and Michaela claim to be. Apparently they were teaming up for our pickleball tournament.
Let's go,
see.
Mac.
I don't know, but head to chickenandpickle.com to see all the fun you can have at their Glendale location. And don't forget to sign up for our pickleball tournament if you think what you got. If you think you got what it takes. So there you go.
There we go. We got there.
To come out on top. There you go. It took us a while, but we got there.
Look, there is a lot that you could be nervous about in life right now, whether it's as a sports fan or just in general. There's a lot of things that cause anxiety, but today's show is brought to you by our friends is sponsored by our friends over at BetterHelp. They said read this verbatim, and then I changed the words. So, but I got to tell you, I've used BetterHelp before. I'm a big proponent of mental health and therapy, taking care of all that, and BetterHelp made it easier for me as a guy that doesn't have a lot of time in my life. Between this job, between my family, there's not a lot of time for me to go to appointments like this. Well, they make it easy with their services, and you can do it basically anywhere. It makes it so easy to get the help that you need when you need it. I recommend it, and I really hope that you're all taking care of your mentals, because it is such an important thing. And I joke a lot on this program, but this is something I don't joke about. So become your own soulmate, because sometimes you just have to, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit BetterHelp.com/PHNX today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PHNX for 10% off. And I recommend it. And hell damn guy, yeah, I actually have used BetterHelp. I have on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
so.
And you should too. So check it out. All right, we do have a super chat before we get into our next topic from Brian. Thank you, Brian. They said, shout out to Espo Oracle, called everything in the draft.
Well,
Yeah.
Did you?
I mean, it helped that I had Gerald and Flex sitting next to me, and they were calling it as well. But sure, I'll take it. The collective didn't happen, but
You did a great job.
you guys,
Hey,
you guys
Brian.
were the stars. So.
Brian, I see you in the chat, dude. Stop with the zone stuff. I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come get you, brother.
Welcome to the pickle zone.
He's going to get you, but he's not going to get too close, because if you run the other direction, his other guy's going to
Oh,
be
there
ready.
goes
There
the
you
other
go.
comedian here. There goes there. Listen, real quick, I stay out the kitchen and pickleball, man. Better watch
go.
out.
Yeah. Also, somebody mentioned, and this was something that I forgot in that list. Damian Lee
Yes.
will be back as well. He was missing. So you're sitting at essentially 9 right now when you count Royce and Damian, and then if Okogie comes back, you're looking at 4 or 5 spots that you have left. So.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the draft. Obviously, we all know the Suns, in my opinion, kind of did a pretty stand-up job this year in the draft, getting guys that they were targeting, addressing some needs, and acquiring a few additional assets that they can use in moves down the road. We'll start with Ryan Dunn, of course. We've talked a lot about him since he went in the first round. But Espo, you have more information on this guy from a very nice place.
Yeah, I caught up with his head coach from college, Tony Bennett, there at Virginia. He was actually on a recruiting trip, called me from the car today, and talked to me about Ryan. And he said, kid's got huge upside. He's got big playability. He does whatever the team asks him to do. He totally buys in. He's a no-issue guy who's clear on who he is, which is good, because on this kind of team, you can't come in expecting some kind of role that you're not going to get. And he's relentless. Shooting-wise, he said, look, his footwork and mechanics are good. He didn't start playing until high school when it came to basketball. He had an injury in a COVID year, which screwed up a lot of that. And he said this being his full-time job and giving him time to focus on that, he thinks he can vastly improve his shooting, but he says he impacts the offensive game in other great ways with his slashing and offensive rebounding. And when it comes to defense, he said this kid reminds him of DeAndre Hunter, who he coached as well. He said defensively, that's the kind of guy you're getting. He's lively and quick, switches on screens to multiple positions, and his motor is undeniable. He also said, and this is a quote, he's humble but very competitive. He appreciates everyone from teammates to staff. He's beloved by everybody. He's full of energy and life and has a big heart, and the entire program loved him. And he backed this up with a story he told me. He said they very much wanted Ryan Dunn to come to Virginia, but he couldn't make it to the recruiting trip that he was supposed to come to, so they gave the scholarship to another kid who could make it. Dunn and his father called up Tony Bennett and said, look, we believe in you, and my son wants to be there to grow under you. We'll come without a scholarship.
Wow.
That's how much we want to be a part of this program. And he's being recruited by others, and they were impressed by that. Eventually, right around the season, he did get a scholarship and played there, but he was willing to go there, which I think speaks to character and his desire to get better, rather than just going for the most playing time or anything like that offered. He knew what Tony Bennett could do for him, and saw it because of guys like DeAndre Hunter that was previously mentioned. So thanks to Coach Bennett for taking a few minutes to kind of give us that inside look at Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about this guy. It seems like everyone in the chat is also pretty excited about him. And, it's interesting some of the things that his coach was sharing with you about who he is as a person, because I feel like we all got a glimpse of that in the phone call the Suns shared that they had with him on draft night. Take a look.
Hey, Ryan.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's James Jones, Matt Ishbia, Josh Bartelstein with the Suns, man. Just welcome you to the family.
Yes, sir. I'm grateful. I thank you for having me. I'm excited to get down there. I'm ready to go to work from day one.
I know. I told you.
Trust me. I promise you. I'll be in that gym. I live in that gym. I promise you.
Yeah, I told you post workout, we're gonna make it happen. So
Yes,
excited to have you here, man. Excited to have you. Start the journey. Let's get it going.
Yes,
Is this Ryan Dunn?
Oh, and this is Coach Bud.
Yes.
Ryan, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go right now.
I knew when I saw you in Thea that night you were our guy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very happy for you. Happy for us.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan, Matt Ishbia
sorry.
here. How you doing, man? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. I promise you. We'll pray out for you. I promise you that.
We're excited to have you. We've been talking about you for a week. We're excited about it. We're going to get you here.
Ryan, we'll see you soon. Go enjoy the night with your family.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Let's go.
I promise you I'll live in that gym. That's it right there.
That was the quote that
Yeah.
stood out to me when I watched it last night, and Tony Bennett reaffirmed that's not talk. That's what this kid's about as well.
I just want to ask something. I promise you I'll live in the gym. That shit tugs at my heart. As I'm telling you, that jumped out at me. And then the last thing was, Bud,
Yeah.
I knew you were my guy the minute I saw you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Coach Buzz, the shooting coach, he's a guy that wants to shoot threes. Guess what, guys? Coach Bud don't give two fucks that he doesn't shoot three in college. So if that don't tell you enough, I mean, if he ain't worried, I ain't worried.
I just love that Coach Bud hit him with the same line I used on my wife. I loved you the second I knew you were my guy or girl when I saw you the second I saw you. Like, way to go, Coach Bud.
No, I was gonna say with James Jones too. James Jones telling him, "I told you after you worked out that we were gonna make it happen."
Yeah, we've been talking about you for a week.
They did that, and they got extra second round picks, which led to their second guy.
Home run.
Yeah, honestly, this is a good one. But that was such a sweet video. He seems like he might be up for the Sweet Baby Angel Award. I don't know. We're going to have to find out. But from that clip, I think you could definitely put him in the running. And then, of course, yesterday, the Suns were able to acquire Ighodaro. He is 6'10", 222 pounds officially for the Suns. He played 4 years at Marquette, earned a whole bunch of awards, did some great things. I'm excited about this guy. He's an Arizona native, went to school at Desert Vista High School, led them to a state championship.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that's most intriguing to me about this guy, because he does have some strengths and weaknesses as a player right now, but he seems like he is so freaking smart.
Yes.
Like the most intelligent guy. And I think that's going to be one of his strong points for the coming into the league.
Man, super intelligent, super impressive. When I talk about intelligence, I'm talking about intelligence as a person, but I'm talking about extreme, off the charts intelligence as a basketball player.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively, his ability to look at sets, look at formations, look at actions, diagnose things quick on offense and defensive end. There aren't too many kids that age at that time in their college careers that I see that from. He's just an incredible athlete. I just want to add a couple things. This kid started as a freshman in high school. First time he ever played basketball. He didn't start. He didn't start as on the varsity as a freshman, but he played varsity basketball as a freshman. He was 6'3".
First time he played basketball.
First time he ever played basketball. His parents didn't allow him to play basketball, but he was a soccer and track guy. Okay? Comes to high school as a freshman, makes the varsity. Lindsay, he's 6'3" as a freshman with guard skills. Guess what happened? The kid grew. Guess what he didn't lose? His guard skills, right? So when you look at the tape on him and you see him play the number one team in the country, UConn, with 2 first-round picks on that team, and another first-round pick, Tyler Collect, who didn't play in the game, and the coach, Shaka Smart, goes to him and says, you're our point guard today against the number one team in the country, UConn, against Dan Hurley and that juggernaut. And he goes out there, he gets 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. This guy could be the steal of the draft.
He's gonna be our
people.
point center.
Yes, he's probably gonna be our point center, point forward. And I'm so excited to see him develop. His skills are off the chart, intellectually and basketball IQ.
Well, it's interesting because Shaka Smart, when he came to Marquette and started working with Oso, he reached out to some of the Denver Nuggets assistants talking about how do you utilize Jokic. Nobody's asking about this what I said. How do you utilize Jokic in those situations, and tried to figure out how he could use Oso in those kind of ways. I love that. Like you were talking about, the intelligence is off the charts. We had tweeted out a video that had been done with a group online where he's watching plays and he's never seen them before. These are NBA plays, and he's breaking them down on the fly, calling what's going to happen next and calling the plays. This kid knows ball and understands, while he's playing defense, how to read things in a way that he can anticipate what's coming. He did it at Marquette. He's going to do it in the NBA. That excites the hell out of me. Then he's got this floater that he's worked on that I think will be a weapon in his arsenal offensively. He's a high flyer, had one of the highest verticals at the combine. I believe it was 39.5 inches, had the best flat-footed vertical at the combine of any player. So he's a rim rolling threat as well, and he's smart and how he can utilize that. You got a guy that you were looking for last year in this offense. And I don't want to hear, he doesn't shoot threes, because Derek Lively, everybody was all over that kid, right? Yeah. Loved him this year. A big reason the Mavs wound up making the finals. How many threes he shot last year?
Tell him, Espo.
2.
Yeah.
2, and he missed both of them.
Yeah.
So I don't want, there's a place for athletic, smart bigs that can roll to the rim, that can pass well, which Oso can do like nobody's business. This kid has a spot here, and it wouldn't shock me if at some point this season he's a starting center for the Phoenix Suns, because of the kind of things he can do with the ball that will help the big three in ways that Nurk wasn't able to. Plus, I love him because he's a Chandler kid, and he went to Marquette, and I'm a Chandler kid who went to Marquette. So you know what? He's got to be good people.
So as it comes with every single draft pick, but especially second round draft picks, there are going to be some weaknesses and some areas of growth and development. And Oso is no different. He is technically slightly undersized for a center. And one of the things that I think that you're going to need from him a lot in the first year or two of him being an NBA player is he's going to need to bulk up. He's going to need to find more grown man strength to be able to hang with some of these older, more physical guys in the league. And that is one area that he's going to have to put a lot of focus on.
Yeah, he's going to have to work at that. But the athleticism is there, the IQ is there, and the skill is there. Now, I'm gonna encourage you to go back, do your homework, watch the UConn game I'm talking about. Hey, Eric, who was the center for UConn on that team?
Klingen.
What did he go in the draft?
Was he 7 to
He
Portland?
went 7. That kid's 7'3". And I promise you, go watch the tape. This guy has a way of understanding how to use his body. He was putting his shoulder into Clinton, backing him down and hitting the baby hook. Okay, that's the 7th pick in the NBA draft. That's the guy that people think is going to be a star in the NBA draft. And when you want to talk about body, there aren't too many centers in the league that are going to have the body that Donovan Clinton got, right? 7'3", 250, 240. I mean, this guy's massive. And Oso was out there putting in work against that guy on the biggest stage in college basketball. And so that gives me hope that when he gets to the pro level, to Lindsay's point, if he actually does put a little bit more strength on, which he will in the NBA training and conditioning program, and bulks up just a little bit, man, this kid could be scary. I will tell you one thing. Offense and defensively reminds me of Draymond Green. Minus the attitude and all the other, side stuff. When you watch him on offense and defense, his IQ reminds me a lot of a guy like Draymond Green.
You know how much I like him?
Talk to me.
I'm selling property at Oso Inlet. Come on out. Get your waterfront property. I'm buying into this kid. He is my. You got your sweet baby angel. I got my property I'm selling. Come on by Oso Inlet, baby.
Oso Outlook?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Or you could
get off my corner, Eric.
My bad. I'm just trying to help you out in your corner, man.
I mean, yeah, facts. But Brian's been calling him the Valley Bear because Oso in Spanish is bear. So
that's
he might
facts.
have a fun nickname.
That's facts.
He might have
The
a fun
bear.
nickname
The
for
bear.
Oso. Yeah, the bear.
Kind of like that.
There you go. I like it. But it is really exciting for him to be joining his hometown Suns, of course, and he spoke about that last night as well.
Man, it was amazing. I'm so excited. I can't explain it. Yeah, it means everything. Grew up in Arizona. I love Arizona. I'm super excited to get to work. A winner, hard worker, someone who's versatile, plays both ends of the floor, great teammate, great person. I want to win. I want to try to go there, hopefully win an NBA championship. I know that's what the organization wants and the city wants, so I'm excited to work towards that.
I like how when they ask, because I'm assuming the question they asked him right there was, what do you want Suns fans to know about who you are as a person, or just who you are? And he said, great teammate, great person. I think those kind of things do matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to have good guys on your squad. And it feels like with all 3 of these guys that the Suns were able to pick up over the last 2 days, they all have a little bit of that. Like, he seems like a really good dude.
Yes.
Kind of vibe to them.
Great characters. That's what I got. And I'll tell you about Oso's character. This is a high school kid that's being recruited by major programs in the country. And there are schools that were promising minutes. We're saying, yeah, we promise you this, we promise you that. And as a young man, he was knowledgeable to say, if you're promising me minutes, I probably shouldn't go play there.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't promise me anything.
Shouldn't I earn it?
I should earn it, right? I don't see guys. I've been around high school, high Division I athletes my whole life. You just don't see that. That's not normal. And then, can I give you one last tease about Arizona? There was, I don't want to say which Arizona school.
Don't say it.
Not gonna say which Arizona school, but a Arizona college wanted Oso, and they called him up and said, "Hey man, you had a great game last weekend." Right? And he goes, yeah, which one? And the coach couldn't tell him. And he said, that just meant that the coach was not saying the truth.
Right.
And couldn't show that he was there, so he decided that wasn't the right school for him. This kid gets it, man. He's a quality young man that gets it. And it's like, I can't speak enough about the quality of person this kid is.
Yeah. Bees said, I think this guy is going to be a fan favorite. Just watch. And then followed up with, Suns fans are suckers for these type of dudes. Let us have our fun, Bees. We love them.
All right. But so you like a certain kind of guy. Fine, but that doesn't mean this kid can't perform. You can like a guy because of the person he is, and he can still go out there and kick your ass. Like Channing Frye was a guy that I very much liked as a person when I worked there. Dude went out there and lit you up also on a night. Another hometown kid. Like there's just, you can like guys and they can still kick some ass.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. All right. So another guy the Suns were able to scoop up yesterday. This one comes from Shams. Baylor's Jalen Bridges has agreed to a two-way NBA deal with the Suns, sources said. Bridges chose the Suns over several other two-way contracts. And now we also got a nugget of information from Mavs Draft on X as well, that Jalen Bridges was my only top 35 player to go undrafted. He'll fit whichever playoff team takes him, but from what I'm hearing, he requested to go undrafted. And so what we're also hearing is that he requested to go undrafted so he could wind up with the Suns. Like he wanted to land with the Suns, which is where he ultimately did. And I know this made a lot of people happy.
I'm thrilled. Listen, I had him a little bit lower than 35, but I had him high enough to get drafted. And this is a guy that can shoot the ball. He can create a shot on his own from the three-point line.
What do you shoot, about 41%?
41% from three. Catch and shoot dynamite. Uses his three-point shooting as an actual, again, there's guys that shoot the three ball and there's guys that shoot the three ball well enough to use it as a weapon when people are closing out. This is a guy that does that. Catch and shoot is dynamite. If you try to close out on him and put the ball on the ground, take it to the rim and finish athletically, he's got a great body, 6'8". Listen, this is a guy that I think is going to stick with the Suns. I know we're talking two-way. I got a feeling once we get this kid in the gym and you see him in Summer League, you see some of the things he brings, we might be sitting here a little conflicted. Like, man, this guy needs to be on the actual roster. Listen, he can do a lot of the other guys are great. Don't sleep on this kid. This kid could be equally as good.
But that two-way contract is perfect for a guy like him, right?
Yeah.
You give him the opportunity to at least learn the system, grow and develop within it, maybe see, depending on how everything works, maybe see a little bit of time on the Phoenix Suns bench, and then switch it over if you feel like he might be the guy you want to take into the playoffs with you. But you don't have to commit in. I love two-way contracts for this reason. I'm glad that those are a part of it now. Especially when
it makes a hell of a lot more sense, especially when
breaking news.
What's our breaking news?
The Atlanta Hawks have traded DeJounte Murray to the New Orleans Pelicans.
For Brandon Ingram?
There's no details on the trade, but from Woj and Shams, Hawks are trading DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans.
What a time
It's
to be
gotta
alive.
be. B.I.'s got to be in that deal.
Wow.
Yeah. Right?
B.I.'s got to be in that deal.
So Atlanta made their decision. Trae Young's their guy. New Orleans.
So Trae Young. Ooh.
Did they?
I don't know. I'm a little conflicted.
I will let you guys know when more details come.
I'm a little conflicted with what New Orleans is doing, but there may be some more moves. I don't know.
DeJounte and Alvarado switching off minutes is going to be really annoying.
With McCollum, it's interesting. We'll see. Yeah, and
is
then
it Zion?
No, it'd have to be Ingram, right?
It'd have to be B.I.
No.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I gotta be B.I.
Yeah, that's interesting. So there's moves being made here in the West. On Jalen Bridges, I kind of wish that our boy Matt Ishbia could invest in something that you could like take two people and make them one. Because if you took Bridges and Dunn and put them together, you would have like this freak. Right? But I like that.
Good call.
I like that Bridges is a guy that obviously, like we talked about earlier, betting on himself, putting him in a situation where he thinks he can help. And the Suns obviously like what they see from him. So I'm intrigued. And to Lindsay's point, being able to let him play in the G League is interesting as well.
Yeah. Before this, what?
Yo.
Pelicans are moving Larry Nance Jr. and 2 first-round picks to the Hawks for DeJounte Murray.
Larry Nance and 2 first-round picks.
That's what Shams is saying.
Larry Nance didn't make enough money to meet DeJounte's contract.
Are they under the? They're not under the cap. No. This can't be real.
That's bizarre.
No, this can't be real.
If they pulled that off for Larry Nance and 2 picks, God, thanks Hawks for making the West better.
I'm gonna go to the trade machine right now and see if that works.
Did they have cap space? I mean, they didn't have that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe
That's
they weren't.
insane.
New Orleans didn't have that much cap space. They're gaining about $20-something million in that deal. There's no way.
That is freaking
Wait, let's see.
crazy.
Woj just tweeted as well.
I love
Said
this
that
live
Woj
stuff.
said, yeah, Pelicans are trading a 2025 first round via the Lakers and a least favorable Milwaukee Pelicans 2027 first round pick, Larry Nance Jr., and more for DeJounte Murray.
And
so the
more.
more might
And
be the
more.
extra salary
extra
cap.
salary.
The trade works straight up.
It
Money
works
wise,
straight
it
up.
Oh,
works
Sean
straight
said
up.
they're sending Dyson Daniels as well.
Who cares? Oh, my
Wow.
God.
There you go.
Wow. Way to go, Hawks.
That's not a lot.
Thanks for nothing, Atlanta.
So the Pelicans just got DeJounte Murray.
And they didn't give up
For
BI
nothing.
or Zion or Valent. I think Valanciunas is a free agent.
Or CJ.
So they've got
Or
their
Herb Jones.
So their one is DeJounte. Their two is CJ. Their three is Jones or Ingram. Four Zion. Five free agency.
Yeah, holy.
So Herb
crap.
Jones off the bench. Herb Jones and DeJounte Murray defending.
I mean, what is Atlanta thinking?
Can you guys cut Alvarado now? Because
I know what Atlanta's thinking. You want me to tell you what Atlanta's thinking? What I said
Tank.
on the draft show yesterday. The Brooklyn Nets just opened the door for a bunch of teams that know that they're not going to win to start tanking for my man Cooper Flag. That's what it comes down to. Give me picks and give me a shot at Cooper Flag, which is why, again, I think deals like this are going to be something that could help the Phoenix Suns, because it could put teams in a situation where they're willing to take or make a deal that doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It just screams a team that is tanking, doesn't want to win, is just giving away talent.
Okay, but the only guy that you look at that you could do that with is Nurk.
Yeah.
So that's probably the piece if you're making a move.
Listen, we did get a super chat from our guy Grant, and they said, any chance we trade Nurk this offseason? Flex, are we taking calls or trying to trade him to upgrade that spot?
I mean, I believe they are taking calls. I mean, that's what
He's
their job
one of
is.
the only
He's one
potential guys that you can move that you would bring back something substantial for.
Absolutely.
So it
they're
wouldn't surprise me.
absolutely taking calls. Their job is to take calls, okay?
And make them for that. Man.
Right. Now, I don't think that I believe they like Nurk, and I don't think they're just going to give Nurk away. But if a team calls the Phoenix Suns and says, "Hey, man, we're trying to do this. We want to tank. This guy is just going to sit here and do nothing. We'll take that contract on the old CBA that doesn't look so bad. We'll tank. We'll lose. Give us that 31 pick." And you got yourself a nice, shiny new toy. So, yeah, it takes one team to do something stupid, and we've already seen a couple really weird deals in the last couple days. Won't be surprised if the Suns luck into one.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on, two more things about Jalen Bridges. He did tweet after the Shams news last night, sent out a tweet that said, "Thank you, Jesus," with a sun emoji and a heart hands emoji.
I love this.
Also, from the chat, Nightwing said, if he wears 25, your old jerseys can get some new use now.
Let's do it.
Maybe we should petition have Jalen Bridges wear 25 so everyone who bought Bridges jerseys back in the day can bust them back out
Hey,
in
you're
a
not
new way.
lying.
It's like an upcycle.
You're not lying. That might be a great move right there.
I know.
Although the Suns would probably hate it because then they don't sell
Then they
any more
don't
new
sell, so they
ones.
can't do that. Yeah, they can't
Let's
do
be
that.
honest. Nobody's buying the two-way guy's jersey in the team
You
shop.
never know.
And it would just feel nice if they could wear the one they invested $120 in again and not look dumb. I'll send a text and see if we can push for that to somebody I know.
Absolutely. We might need to see if we can figure out what numbers these guys are wearing sooner rather than later. Hopefully we get to hear from them sooner rather than later as well. The Suns did send out a note that hopefully we will have some introductory conversations and media availability with these guys early next week, but we'll keep you guys posted on that, of course. Also, it's Friday, so you know that means our friends over at OG's Brands are bringing all the Friday fun. OG's has launched two new products, the OG's Natural and the Big OG's. Now, the OG's Naturals are a vegan gummy made with live rosin, and those are available in a sweet clementine flavor. Rosin or rosin? I feel like I say it wrong every time. It is rosin?
I don't know,
Okay,
but that's
I
what I
don't know.
say.
Meanwhile, The Big OG's gummy is a mega version of Peg's Raspberry Orange RSO, and it's perforated into 10 slices each with 10 milligrams of THC for a total of 100 milligrams of THC. That is one of the company's most popular products. But here's the deal. When it comes to OG's, you're not going to get any better when it comes to effect and flavor, and they've got something for everyone. So no matter what you're looking for or what type of flavor you are into, OG's Brands has you covered. And to learn more about OG's gummies and where you can find them, head on over to ogsbrands.com. As a reminder, you do have to be 21 or older, and we ask that you enjoy responsibly.
I can tell you no word on jersey numbers.
Not yet?
Confirmed.
Darn.
You know what, Flex, you and I talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about starting businesses.
Yeah.
Do you know what I realized, Flex?
What's up?
I have no money. But I have things that I can use as assets to get a loan, and my friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union want to help me get that loan so I can start that business because there's not enough vending machines in Phoenix. But you know what? If you want to start a business or you want to get into a new home or your first home, or you're just looking for investment options or a good place to keep your money with people that you can trust, our friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union got you covered. They've been here for 84 years, and they care about the community as much as anybody that that's been in this community for 84 years. You must love it if you've been here that long, and they truly do over at Desert Financial Credit Union. And they want to help you out because you know what? It's real simple. This weekend, if you're sitting on the couch, you don't know what to do because you know what? There's not a lot of sports on right now. There's not a lot of intrigue when it comes to sports and you're looking for something to do. Sign up for a free checking account online with them, and they're going to give you $200 in bonuses when you open that account. Get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200.
You know what else you could do with that $200?
Give it to me.
Buy yourself a new jersey.
You could.
With your favorite Suns newcomer.
Oh, sweet.
Right?
Could do that.
What about these Exhibit 10 guys? Would I want one of their jerseys?
I mean, listen, you could, but I would just maybe hold off a little bit longer on them.
Yeah,
so
it's
we
a free
did
$200. Why not?
Fair, but I just think you should. You do you, Espo.
Yeah, Espo, going to your wife being like, hey, I got $200 free. The bad news is I spent them on custom jerseys for our Exhibit 10 day guys.
Don't worry. I always do.
Well, listen, we did get word from @JohnChep on X that the Phoenix Suns have agreed to a couple Exhibit 10 deals. First with Florida's Tyrese Samuel. He, according to this tweet, right? Strong frame, 6'9" 9.25 inches. Okay, we got to give him the full quarter there. Canadian forward with a 7'3.5" wingspan.
Love it.
Plays with a high motor and relentless energy, adds value via dirty work on the interior, and has more skill/feel than meets the eye.
I love that they describe this guy like a Ford F-150. Strong frame.
Yeah.
Also, Northwestern's all-time leading scorer, Boo Buie, has agreed to an Exhibit 10 deal with the Phoenix Suns. Averaged 19 points, 5 assists, 3.4 rebounds, 1.4 steals, with a 43.4 3-point percentage this season. All career best. Will have a path to compete for an open two-way contract slot. So here's the deal on these Exhibit 10 deals, okay? So teams can only carry 15 players on NBA contracts, plus the 3 two-way deals during the regular season. But during the offseason, that maximum roster size increases to 21 players, which allows teams to be able to bring guys in like these two who can try to get themselves a roster spot. You know, some teams like the Suns, like you've got open spots right now. You've got open two ways, or it can land them a spot on the team's G League team, which the Suns are going to have to fill out now that they actually have one of those. So these Exhibit 10 contracts, they don't count against the team's salary cap during the offseason. It only would start to count once they are actually a part of the official squad as the season goes. So basically, they're here for Summer League. They're here to try and win a spot. They're here to help practices during this time as well. And we could potentially see some of them on the G League squad too.
Yeah. Boo Buie is my
great name.
He's going to be my boo at Summer League. He's the guy that isn't one of the top draft picks that I'm rooting like crazy for. There's always a guy at Summer League that I do that for, and he's my guy this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an exciting time for these guys. And like I said, we'll get to learn more about them from the Summer League games, which we did also just get the schedule for. The Suns are going to be playing Saturday, July 13th at 8 p.m., Tuesday, July 16th at 1 p.m., Wednesday, July 17th at 5 p.m., and Friday, July 19th at 1 p.m., and then either July 20th or 21st. That's TBD.
So, Knight, when we are going to Summer League, we're going to be there the 12th through the 16th. We're going to see those first two games. We're going to enjoy actually having a Summer League roster with guys who might actually be here.
I know.
Because Tumani Kumaro was really the only guy. We got a little Jordan Goodwin, and, neither of those guys really lasted long. But these guys we're going to see this summer, they're going to be here a while, so let's have some fun.
It's going to actually make Summer League exciting again because you have guys who you're going to get to know a little bit more. You're going to get to learn a little bit more about their game, what they bring to the table. And then you've got guys who could potentially be on two-way contracts. And we'll see down the street in the G League squad. So you can actually get invested in these guys a little bit. Whereas years past, it was like, why even pay attention? Nobody's going to be around longer than this week of Summer League.
Well, true statement.
Brian wants to know, will OG's Esposito make a comeback this Summer League? I'm on press pass this year, so I got to behave myself. But if I go to a game as a fan, not a Suns game, but one of the others, maybe. And then Amelia wants to know, are you guys going to cover Team USA? Gerald will be out there in Vegas for the friendly or scrimmage, whatever the hell they're calling it, in Vegas as they prep to go to France. And then, we are definitely going to be talking about it all summer long. Maybe we'll even do a watch along. I don't know what the time difference with France is for Team USA games, but maybe we'll do a watch along with you for a Team USA game with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker out there as well. We'll have some fun with it. Don't you worry.
It's going to be a good time. If you guys are out Summer League, be sure to keep an eye out for the full All-City squad. Honestly, everyone's going to be out there. PHNX, DNVR, Chicago, Philly. So it'll be a blast, and we'll have all types of coverage for you guys, and hopefully some more exciting things with players too, because again, now we have guys out there who can actually fully get invested in.
Hey, if somebody in the chat knows somebody that can give me a nice cut in Vegas, man, DM me. I need a barber out in Vegas, man. So somebody out there, DM me.
Why didn't you just get your hair cut before you go?
I'm getting my cut by my guys right here, Elevate Barbershop, my guys, right here in Scottsdale. I'm leaving Thursday. But we're going to be out there till Tuesday. Your boy got to get piped out.
How often do you get your hair cut?
Yeah, a couple, you need a little shape up.
You get to paint it in every few days.
Yeah.
Every few days?
If I get it Thursday, by Saturday, I need a little touch up. Maybe Sunday the worst. We got a game Tuesday, so I got to stay fresh, yo.
I need all sorts of other things than haircuts in Vegas, so I'll let you guys know.
I need it. Somebody let me know. Somebody hit me up. I need a little fresh up in Vegas.
Anything else, y'all?
No. Join us 3 p.m. Sunday. You may hear more wee breaking news as the Suns try to sign some of these vet minimum guys and fill out the roster. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow we'll have an emergency bod because of a trade. You never know. So
we'll see. But we hope you guys enjoy your weekend. See you Sunday and then again on Monday for whatever shenanigans the Suns get into during that time. Until then, you can follow the show on social. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've been here. I was like, how do we close out shows? I was just going to say bye.
I love it.
I was just going to say bye.
See ya.
You can follow the show on social at PHNX_Suns. Hit that thumbs up button if you're here on YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe if you're listening wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Flex at Flex from Jersey. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Wasn't Exhibit 10 one of those rappers in the early 2000s? Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.